Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy Fwm who has barbecue sauce on his face. Actually, that's not even barbecue sauce. It's something I call special soys, and thinking about possibly selling it. It's really good. Um, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is GTA. Oh, my cat's in heat. Sorry, my cat is like been the biggest pain in the ass these past 2, 3, 4 days. I don't know why she's in heat, but she's in heat. You probably see something back there. That's stuff from my movie. Um. So topic today: FWM's opinions. GTA. The thing that people don't understand about Grand Theft Auto is when it came out, it changed everything about how games are made and how games are played. For example, Simpsons Hit and Run is actually a spin-off of Grand Theft Auto. Somewhat of a spin-off, or almost like a remake kind of Grand Theft Auto. It was just for kids. True Crime has been compared to Grand Theft Auto. I don't really see it that much, to be honest. I really don't. The controls are way too confusing, so that makes it more difficult. And Grand Theft Auto, when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, it was a game changer. Like, if Grand Theft Auto 3 never came out, games would probably not be the same as they are. So people need to appreciate Grand Theft Auto 3 more than they do. Because, I mean, yes, the graphics are horrible. That's the first thing I have to say. Is the graphics are complete clunker trash. Okay? Nobody's not going to say that. But how people trash talk Grand Theft Auto 3 just because of the graphics, it's like, just play the damn game. Just play the damn game, and you'll see why it was a game changer. And play Grand Theft Auto 1 play Grand Theft Auto 1 through 2, and you'll see why everybody loves Grand Theft Auto. Like Grand Theft Auto 1, terrible game. I don't like it. It's because it's bird eye view. Yes, I hate playing like that. It bothers me a lot. Grand Theft Auto London Town, that bothered me too. The top down view. Grand Theft Auto 2, that bothered me too. Cause when you play top down like that, when you play bird eye view with graphics like that, it's hard, it's tough, and it just doesn't feel right. It makes your stomach kind of queasy. So it's just like, like these games are actually making me sick. But Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, it was okay. The fact that it was HD made it a lot better. But if it was back then, I probably wouldn't like it. But Grand Theft Auto 3 basically changed every way games are played and made. So if you really think about it, kids' games are also kind of like Grand Theft Auto. If you really think about it, back then, okay, when like the GameCube just came out, everybody loved the GameCube. The Wii probably wasn't even thought of at this point. The GameCube literally just came out, so what would the Wii be thought of? GameCube, and another thing about GameCube, people underestimate the GameCube a lot. And it's like, that's where Nintendo started to explore. I don't get why people don't like the GameCube. There's actual people out there who don't like the GameCube, and I'm like, how would you not like it? That is like my childhood. You have offended me. It's like, I grew up with GameCube and PlayStation and Xbox. That's what I grew up with. I grew up with those three things. And then when the Wii came out, I was probably like 4 when the Wii came out. Because I believe the Wii came out, the Gen 1 Wiis were awesome. I'm not going to lie. The Gen 1 Wiis are awesome because not only you get to play Wii games, which Rockstar games on the Wii, not that great unless it's... I'm just gonna give Manhunt the benefit of the doubt for right now. Bully, not all that fun. It's really hard to control a Bully unless you get the actual like Wii controller, not the remote that you fly around, not with the nunchuck. Probably the actual controller that you plug into the Wii remote. And those things, I don't know why people think that, oh, they're so expensive, and it's like, yeah, they are. And I'm like, why do you have to price them like that? You don't have to. You don't have to price them like that. You don't have to price a Wii at a retail game store and say, oh wow, look at this. You know, this Wii is in awesome shape. You know, it has every single part. $140. A PSP, I literally just bought a PSP for $165, and I know that seems like a lot, but it kinda isn't. It came with 2 games and a movie. I'm really hoping to God that I didn't get scammed. I would be mad as hell if I got scammed. Even though it has a payer protection, or buyer protection, whatever. It's something like that. Even though it has that, you know, it's still sometimes it scares me because you don't know what people are going to do. And it just sucks. It really does. It sucks. So, another thing about Grand Theft Auto 3. Haven't you noticed how with, like, SpongeBob and Simpsons Hit and Run and, like, all these other games, they play like Grand Theft Auto. They really do. They play like Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto wasn't just a changer in action games, it was a changer in everything. The Simpsons games weren't really doing all that well until Simpsons Hit and Run came out. Okay, every single game The Simpsons released before that, and you can look at statistics too. You could look at this. Because the later games got more attention because of Simpsons Hit and Run. Because they knew they did something right. You know, they knew they did something right. So they wanted to do it again. And they wanted to do it again. The sad part is they kind of just... I'm pretty sure they just gave up on games because now they're switching... Now everybody plays apps and everything like that. So now they have Simpsons tapped out. And to be honest, I don't like games like that. I think games like that are stupid and they're so time consuming for nothing. Like, they're so time consuming for absolutely, literally nothing. And it's ridiculous. The game before Simpsons Hit and Run, and I know I keep referencing Simpsons Hit and Run, but that's like the closest reference I can come to with Grand Theft Auto. Besides like Saints Row or something like that, which I will get to. Besides with Saints Row and stuff like that, Hit and Run is about the only closest thing I could get to Grand Theft Auto. Now, what was the big deal when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out? Well, as I said before, when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, the Grand Theft Auto's previous were bird eye views. So you just look top down, you're basically like God, and you're looking at the character doing this shit. That's basically what it means. And, in Grand Theft Auto 3, there was a lot more stuff that you could do since it was 3D. And then sometimes I also get questions from younger people. I don't know why, they'll ask me like, oh, like why do you like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas so much? So, like Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5 is so much better. And I'm like, cause Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is what made Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5 so damn great. You know what I mean? Like I don't get what they don't understand about it. Like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was awesome. The coffee thing, take her for coffee or whatever the fuck that mission was. I don't know. That lawsuit, as I said before, that lawsuit was ridiculous. It should have never even been brought to court in the first place. Never should have been brought to court. And the fact that the judge allowed that to be even brought into his courtroom is ridiculous. So, what's my opinions on the other parts of the series, like Vice City and the stories and Chinatown Wars and 4 and the DLC and 5? What's my opinion on those? My opinion on those is, okay, Vice City, awesome game. It reminds me a lot of like Scarface, like the actual movie Scarface, not the Scarface that came out for PSP, but actual Scarface movie. That's what that reminds me of. Cause Scarface, I've really never watched the whole movie, but I've seen parts to it when I was younger, because my cousin used to watch it, and my cousin used to play the game too on PS. It was either PS2 or he had it downloaded to his 360, something like that. And it just reminded me a lot of Scarface. Now, San Andreas opened a door for Grand Theft Auto. That's when Grand Theft Auto started getting really, really cool, was San Andreas. Because San Andreas, the cheats on it, fantastic. The game itself, fantastic. The things that you could do in the game, exquisite. You know, the game was awesome. The game was, in my opinion, it could be the best game in the series. In my opinion. Now, what kind of makes it draw it back for me a bit is the graphics. I will say that the graphics are pretty trash, but that's because it was before the actual physics of the HD world came out. So you gotta give it credit for that. Vice City Stories, I didn't get to play. I did, but not really. I played it for maybe like 20 minutes, and then my mom found out that I had it, and she hid it from me, gave it back to me all scratched up, so I never got to play it. And yes, I did have a PSP. I had 2 PSPs. I gave one to my sister, and this is a story for another time, but my sister actually ended up selling that one and my other one. So that's a story for another time. Like, I would need probably like 3 therapy sessions to get out everything that my sister has done to me and that I've done to my sister. I mean, me and my sister, we really never got along, ever. People were always saying, oh, you know, you guys will get along one day. No, we will not. Like, I don't think we will ever get along. My sister doesn't like anybody, and I don't like... Never mind. I'm not going to say that in this video. Anyways, I did have a PSP, and the PSP that I bought, the white one, it had a Darth Vader on the battery cover, and I gave that to my sister. So, my sister ended up selling that one. Then, my black one that I had, that I owned, I don't know if I gave it to her because she wanted it and she sold it, or she just took it from me and sold it. But, oh, man, dude. Oh, it makes me mad still, because I loved my PSP. PSP is one of my favorite consoles. PSP, I've never played a PS Vita, so I know people are probably going to be like, oh, bro, that thing's like 5 years old. Like, 10 years old. How have you never played it? Because I'm not an expensive person. I don't have expensive tastes. You know, what? You talking to me? Ugh. Yeah. Yep.
I'll show you how to give it to him if you want.
I can't. I'm making a video and you just interrupted me.
Sorry, I didn't know.
I know you didn't know. I'm not mad at you. Okay. Just checking to make sure it's okay. Alright. Sorry about that. Sorry that you had to be looking at my shirt. My mom does not like me showing the house or nothing like that. She's very weird about that type of stuff. So I'm sorry that you didn't get to see my nephew or nothing like that. Because I don't trust people online. So, anyways, as I was saying, the PSP was one of my favorite consoles of all time. Especially the fact that it was handheld and you still had games like that. Oh my god, my eye is so fucking lazy, dude. Like, I'll look at you, I'll just be like, just drop. And I hate it so bad because I look cross-eyed. I hate my eyes. Like, I hate them so bad. Because I've just damaged my vision so bad that now this eye is, like, completely lazy. This eye is perfectly fine. But I do know that whenever I made videos in my sunroom, I was able to see the kitchen and the serving window, which is on two completely different sides of the room. And I could still see it. I could still see both of them. That's how I could tell that I had a lazy eye. I always thought that was normal, but when I actually saw it in the video, I'm like, God, that's not normal. Funny thing, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, with the stories, I didn't get to play Liberty City Stories yet. I know you could get it on iOS, but I really don't want to play it on iOS, because I hate playing Grand Theft Auto on iOS. Because, A, you can't use cheats, and I love using cheats. I love, because I like to get my fingers, because I do have really, really bad, what's it called? It's where you have, like, problems with, like, moving your fingers in certain ways. Motor functions. I do have problems with motor skills. So, like, using cheats helps my fingers, coordinate with each other. And with the iOS, I can't really do that. Like, it's not like you could press volume button, volume up, volume up. I'm sorry that it keeps flipping, you guys. I'm laying down, and it's harder for me to hold the phone like this and continue holding the phone like this. It's not like you could just press volume up, volume down, power button, home button, and you're just there. That would be awesome as hell, but that's not how that works, sadly. or like volume up, volume up, volume up, volume down, volume down, volume up, volume up, volume up, something like that. That'd be cool, if iOS were to do that. But no, it's not like that. You have to actually purchase a keyboard for your Android or iPhone, and you have to plug it in. Well, Android, you could just download a keyboard. Like, literally, Android, you could just download a keyboard to your Android. iPhone, you actually have to buy a keyboard for your iPhone in order to put cheats in. And, to be honest, I don't feel like doing that, because I don't like typing. I hate typing, I hate texting, I hate typing. Like, I literally hate typing. I just hate using my hands, basically. Literally, I do. I hate using my hands for anything. And don't get any funny ideas in the comments. I already know you are. But, yeah. So, Vice City, Liberty City Stories. Vice City Stories I played somewhat. Liberty City Stories I barely played. Actually, wait, no. Vice City Stories I barely played. Liberty City Stories I didn't play at all. And I really want to, and I'm actually thinking about ordering it, but I don't know which game I want more. Scarface or Liberty City Stories. Because I know Scarface on the PS2, awesome. Jump into the water, you get attacked by a fucking shark. Like, how much better could it get than that? I mean, I know Grand Theft Auto is the same way, but the only reason why they got that in Grand Theft Auto 5 is probably from Scarface. Because I don't think if you were able to swim in Vice City, I don't think you were able to get attacked by sharks. I'm not 100% positive, because I haven't played Vice City in a long time. It's been... God, it's been since I've had a PS2, which was probably when I was 12, so about 6 years ago. It's been about 6 years since I played Vice City, and that truly shocks me a lot. Because I know that you have Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories, and Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars on iOS. I would love to play Vice City, don't get me wrong, but I hate playing without a controller. Really do. I really hate playing without a controller. I know you could buy like those controllers that you can hook up to your phone, but I don't like those things either. I just want a big screen to play my devices. So, the funny thing is, though, what was I gonna say? Like, I never played the stories. I played I love Grand Theft Auto 4, okay? That's hands down probably my favorite, out of the series. Because Grand Theft Auto 4, it was kind of like dark and dim, and you couldn't really see shit unless you put I think it was the contrast, something. You had to put your brightness and something else in a super specific way in order to see at nighttime. In the daytime, then you'd have to change it back, and then at nighttime, you'd have to change it back again. That's what sucked about Grand Theft Auto 4, because you're in New York instead of California. Also known as Liberty. I think that's what it's called. I think so. Because it's called Liberty City. Why wouldn't it be called Liberty? I don't know. Then you got San Andreas. Then you got Vice City. And for people who don't know what Chinatown is, it's not a state. It's not a different country. Like, I've been seeing, like, these people posting, like, is Chinatown like an actual different country in Grand Theft Auto? And I'm like, no. Chinatown is just literally Chinatown. Chinatown is a couple of different places actually in in different states. In different states, like big states. I'm not sure about Florida. I know California and New York are most known for having Chinatown. I don't know if really any other state does have that. I know Grand Theft Auto 4 you were able to play in Chinatown, and I know in Grand Theft Auto in the DLC you were able to play in Chinatown. But Chinatown Wars was basically, if they would have made Chinatown Wars 3D from the start, I'm pretty sure people would have appreciated it more. Like, the DS version would be the top-down version, and the PSP version would be like the 3D version. That'd be awesome. That'd be insane. That'd be awesome. Cause you got to like drug deal, you got to do all that type of crap. You got to sell like LSD and meth and crack and weed and stuff like that. And that was cool. That was absolutely cool. But they took it away. They for a lot of the Grand Theft Autos, they had that idea already. Okay, so like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, that's where the idea popped in their head. That, oh, maybe we should make a game where you can actually... I'm really sorry that I keep yawning. I'm just very tired. Pretty sure that's where the idea popped up in their head, that they wanted to go ahead and create a game that you just, I don't know, just fucking drug deal and do all that stuff. I got double chin. I don't like it. I'm actually gonna start working out soon. This is literally Corona fat. I honestly hate my weight right now. I do. I weigh 290, which for my body shape, I guess it isn't that much, and for my height, I guess it's really not that much, but like people say I don't look 290 pounds, but I am 290 pounds. Like, it makes me feel good to know that I don't look 290, but like I can feel it. Like my bones hurt, everything just hurts. Anyways, like I was saying, you know, Grand Theft Auto 5 was another game. Like, every Grand Theft Auto game has been a game changer, pretty much. Except for, like, the first, maybe three, sorry, I had a notification. Maybe except for, like, the first 3 Grand Theft Autos, they were not really that big of a game changer, because it was, like, I mean, I guess they were, because they were violent. But they weren't violent to the point where, you know, there was even a Grand Theft Auto title. Get this, Grand Theft Auto 2 was actually rated T. Don't know if any of you knew that, but Grand Theft Auto 2 was rated T for teen. There's a T-rated version, and I believe there was an M-rated version, but I believe that was, I don't know, but it was rated T at one point. I don't know how many people knew that, but then, here's my other opinion with Rockstar games. Manhunt. Manhunt is honestly one of my favorite video games of all time. It pushes beyond the boundaries so much that it's just so enjoyable. Like, for example, how many of you knew that Manhunt 2 was banned in more than 7 different countries? 7 countries or more. It was banned in. You are not allowed to play them. You are not allowed to play Manhunt in Germany, I know of Germany, Venezuela, I believe Spain, you're not allowed to play it. Malaysia, you're not allowed to play it. New Zealand, you're not allowed to play it. It's that violent of a game, and I love games that are like that because they do. They push on the boundary. It's basically like you see how red the flag can get. You know, it's like one of those situations. And it's hilarious. Like it's almost like the situation now where people, and what's ridiculous is they were saying that they're gonna ban the sale of Grand Theft Auto 5. Alright. How are you gonna ban the sale of Grand Theft Auto 5? If you didn't do shit for Manhunt, that's bullshit. That's some of the biggest bullshit I've ever seen in my life. That's honestly really, really dumb. Like, it kind of pisses me off. It kind of doesn't. But it kind of does at the same time. Like, it hits different. You know, it really does. It really does hit different. Because it's like, man, like, they do this shit for, GTA 5. But Manhunt, one of the most violent games that has ever come out, one of the only games that has ever been rated AO. Okay, San Andreas did have an AO rated version, and that was, I'm pretty sure that's the version where the coffee mod is still there. I'm pretty sure. It's either that or like really, really, really early versions have it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the coffee mod worked. I'm not sure how the coffee take her out for coffee thing in general worked. I just know that it worked. But there's so many titles of like Rockstar Games, and Rockstar Games has made its place in the gaming universe. Like when I was younger, I never played Rockstar Games. In fact, the only Rockstar game that I played until I was about, I don't know, 12 years old was, well, no, not 12, probably about, I think 11 was the first time I've ever played Grand Theft Auto in my life. And my mom immediately, like, took it away from me because she saw how violent it was. And I'm like, God damn it, dude. Like, really? I mean, now I understand why she did it, but it's like, still, you know, it's just a fucking video game. Another thing is the only Rockstar game that I really played was the table tennis. That's the only one that I really played. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, I played that a little bit, but it was like, you know, sometimes when I went to my dad's house. It wasn't even like every time I went to my dad's house I'd play San Andreas. It was maybe once in a while, if even that. You know, it could have been once, could have been once in a while. But I do know that I played San Andreas and Vice City, stuff like that. And I did play Scarface when I was younger. When I was younger, I did play Scarface with my cousin, but that was with my cousin. My mother, I'm pretty sure, didn't know about that, because I'm pretty sure my mother, if she would have seen me play that, she probably would have slapped that right on my hands. And I'm pretty sure if she knew the games that I was playing now, I would be dead. I would be absolutely dead, because my mom doesn't like those types of games. She doesn't like violent video games. In fact, the most violent video game that she likes watching me play is Bully. Yeah, you heard that right, Bully. My grandma, I can understand my grandma, because my grandma was born in the 50s. So, you know, obviously, she's not gonna like Grand Theft Auto. Obviously. She's not gonna like that type of crap. She's not gonna like Manhunt, obviously. I mean, if she likes Manhunt, then that's just crazy insane. cool, but crazy insane. Anyways, I'm going to let this go because it's 35 minutes long. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day and a very fun time. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Goodbye. Goodbye.